Another phishing attempt. This is actually a really boring one. It ended up in our spam folder as it should. It had load remote content as a flag. So that's definitely a giveaway if it doesn't load all the images. So we're going to do our normal analysis here. So we're looking up the IP address to see where this points to using various lookup tools. So we're just double checking here, and definitely that looks like Microsoft. So, and this is also another Microsoft site that we're looking at here. So they're using Microsoft 365 or the online cloud service as their email platform. Microsoft usually is fairly aggressive on their phishing attempt attacks, and actually all the cloud providers are. But Microsoft here, I mean, of course the scammers and phishers definitely try their best to bypass all the technical controls of those email platforms. But this one got away. This one got through. So we just keep looking it up to see where these IPs match to, and definitely, as we can see here. So not again, kind of boring because it's using a Microsoft, and I've seen the Google platforms, the Microsoft platforms for them to launch their attack. So not a whole lot of interest here. So we'll keep looking, but this one was fairly boring phishing attempt because first they were able to they bypassed the email platform's phishing attempts, and as we can see here, we looked up that IP address, and yeah, it's reserved. It's a private actually, so that's another giveaway. It's another giveaway. So that's another giveaway. That 10 address block is not routable. So it did get past the. Interesting, they got past, like I mentioned, their email service platform. So whatever they used to get past that, and then of course it's Exchange, Microsoft Exchange internal, which is M365. And then so then look at this. This is actually interesting. They used a template, 3 ways to save ends tonight. So they took a template and they copy and pasted and saved this template. And they didn't take out all the residue of that code. So that's another hint of a phishing attempt. And so we're just doing our normal HTTP and href searches here. And so because of our spam filter blocked a lot of this content, not a ton of wasn't able to point to a direct malicious site. So we just keep going through the email code here to see if we can find anything of interest. And of course this points to Amazon. I mean, it's an Amazon phishing attempt. But our spam filters, like I mentioned before, were able to block it. And so that's what we're showing here. And just highlighting that there. So again, content, that website, we're looking it up to see if it's blacklisted of any of the malicious sites. So this one, like I said, this one kind of disappointed me because they didn't try harder. I will give them some marks for getting past the standard email platforms. This one is using Outlook and Microsoft, and most of the Gmails, the Yahoos, the big service providers, I know they have definitely technical controls to limit, spamming, because it is such a big issue, spamming and phishing attempts and malicious sites. So the fact that they got bypassed that, I don't know because I'm not a phisher. So the fact that they got bypassed that. And then they actually point this URL, which is actually very interesting. This URL actually points to Twitter, which is kind of odd. So either they're trying to run code, bad code on Twitter. We're not quite sure on that. So we're just poking around here, but that was kind of odd because if this was directly an Amazon site or an Amazon phish or a legitimate Amazon email, there would be no record of Twitter in there. So that was kind of interesting. So again, this was kind of a disappointing one because they didn't try harder. You know, we've seen where they have a direct link where you click on it. They have a GIF or not a GIF, but an invoice where it says it's just a blanketed invoice. It's just a graphic that has a picture of your shopping cart and to call an 800 number because of fraud. And then we've seen the PDF. You know, we've seen various methods for them to try to get you to click on something. And this one was kind of weak. This was kind of weak. So we're still poking around at the Twitter here. And this was kind of a weak phish, weak attempt. You know, again, it was caught by our spam filters. And I did not download additional content. I'm just, so I'm going through the email, the raw message text here. And I'm finding where they pointing to different sources. Obviously, the Twitter sites, some Google Analytics they're pointing to. And, of course, my email client went ahead and disabled that because that's malicious. Not necessarily those sites per se, but in this attempt to, you know, there was some intelligence in the email client here that detected that. So then we're doing some of our href tag searches here, which is always the basics. So and these all point to, again, didn't find anything malicious per se. It looks like some possible Twitter scripting that is potentially suspicious. And then, yeah, it didn't look like this one kind of disappointed me. So I wasn't able to find the direct kind of boring since since, like I mentioned, they allowed that through their email platform. So, again, always be careful if you get a Amazon attempt. Look at where it's from. Amazon will never send you a PDF. So just be very suspicious. Always go to a known bookmark or go to Amazon directly to check your account out. And go to all these sites directly, the banking sites, the PayPals, all those big sites, the shopping sites. Go to those directly and log in with your account. Never ever click on an email link. Never open a suspicious PDF. Never fall prey to a suspicious looking invoice or graphic. They're trying any attempt to get you an action on your part, whether it is to call an 800 number, whether it is to click on a link, and that link will do anything. It'll look like a fake Amazon site, so you enter all your credentials. They capture those credentials, and now they have your real Amazon passwords. So, and those sites could also download malicious content to your system, and then ransomware. That's another way they can get into ransomware as well. So, in this phishing attempt, I did not find any foreign agency or nation per se. I didn't dive as deep into this one, but it was a weak one. It was a really weak one. Like I said, I give them some points. I give them some points for bypassing the Microsoft's Outlook. In this case, they were using Outlook. I give them some points there. But other than the actual delivery, the presentation was wah wah. So again, don't click on any suspicious links. And I hope this is helping everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.